Good day, everyone. Welcome to Motherocity Maternal IQ, a news show that provides less noise and more facts on maternal health care. I am Lydia Simmons, your host. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has given the green light to the first pill designed to tackle postpartum depression, and it's now on the market. However, there's a concern among experts that minority and low income women who are disproportionately affected by this condition might face challenges in accessing this groundbreaking medication. The unique selling point: unlike most antidepressants that take 6 to 8 weeks to kick in, zuranolone is a game changer. Patients take it daily for 2 weeks, and it starts working much faster. But here's the catch. Jointly manufactured by Biogen and Sage Therapeutics under the brand name Zurzuvae, this medication comes with a substantial price tag of nearly $16,000 for the 2-week course. Experts warn that restricting prescription privileges to psychiatrists might limit access, as many of them don't accept insurance. While most states offer Medicaid coverage for a full year postpartum, the issue arises that many psychiatrists decline Medicaid due to low reimbursement rates, adding to the complexity. Most states are currently grappling with shortages of psychiatrists and OBGYNs. Exciting news for parents. Naomi Osaka is making a comeback to tennis after experiencing postpartum, and together with the formula retail brand Bobby, they're championing a fantastic cause. Offering support to new parents as a part of their Parents Push Harder campaign, Osaka and Bobby are introducing the No Support Grant, aiming to provide resources for families to flourish. The heartwarming part: they're committing to awarding 50 cash grants to 50 families, each valued at $580. $580 is the potential minimum monthly benefit if the Family and Medical Leave Act gets the green light, offering 12 weeks of paid leave and job protection. While it's not a complete solution, it is a meaningful start. In her newfound role as a mom, Osaka is shedding light on a crucial issue. A whopping 73% of Americans lack paid leave through work. She's sharing eye-opening statistics to emphasize the urgent need for federal paid family leave. 84% of Americans are in favor of paid leave. Shockingly, 1 in 4 women returns to work before fully healing from childbirth. A staggering 30% of women exit the workforce within a year after having a child when there's no access to paid leave. And currently, only 14 states in the U.S. offer paid leave. That's just about 1/4 of the country. In a society where 83% of parents turn to formula in their baby's first year, while 64% feel judged for it, Osaka emphasizes the power of making decisions as a mother. Whether it's choosing how to feed or deciding when to return to work, the ability to decide what's best for you is invaluable. Kudos to Osaka and Bobby for making a positive impact on the lives of new parents. New and soon-to-be parents are discovering a little-known aspect of childbirth, often referred to as an unspoken stench. Consider yourself warned. The first few weeks of postpartum come with a normal and natural odor, and social media is buzzing with discussions about it. The unique odor that may be noticed after postpartum bleeding is a natural and common aspect of womanhood. During the postpartum period, women experience bleeding, which is typically referred to as lochia. This discharge consists of blood tissue and mucus, and its purpose is to help the body shed the uterine lining that formed during pregnancy. The distinct odor associated with postpartum bleeding is a result of the combination of blood, bacteria, and other fluids being expelled from the uterus. It's essential to understand that this odor is entirely normal and is part of the body's natural healing process after childbirth. As the body heals and the uterus returns to its pre-pregnancy state, the intensity of odor tends to decrease over time. It's crucial for women to maintain good hygiene practices during this period, such as regular changing of pads and practicing proper perineal care to ensure comfort and cleanliness. Overall, this postpartum experience is a temporary phase in a woman's journey, and the unique odors associated with it are a natural part of the body's recovery process. It's always a good idea to discuss any concerns or questions about postpartum experiences with healthcare professionals, as they can provide personalized guidance and support. Let's jump into our first story. The Agriculture Department is raising a concern about a potential gap in nutrition support, and it's crucial that we all understand the situation. For the first time in a long while, there's a chance that eligible applicants might face challenges accessing vital assistance programs meant to provide low-income families, especially women and children, with essential food access. This program, known as WIC, has enjoyed bipartisan support, but recent calls for spending cuts are putting its ability to assist everyone at risk. Last month, the Agricultural Department warned of a possible $1 billion shortfall in the WIC program. If Congress doesn't boost funding, millions of eligible pregnant and postpartum women, along with their children, may face difficulties getting the nutrition assistance they need. Some House Republicans are advocating to maintain funding levels similar to recent years, despite a surge in participants. This is part of a broader effort to control federal spending and address the nation's growing debt. However, this has led to a division among lawmakers, raising concerns about a potential government shutdown. While Congress passed a temporary measure in November to keep WIC operations running, the clock is ticking. The current deadline for funding extensions is January 19th. Senate and House leaders have reached general agreement on overall government spending, but it faces resistance from certain lawmakers, making it uncertain whether WIC will receive additional funding. Why this matters? Well, it's essential to note that WIC isn't guaranteed funding. It's not an entitlement program. However, for the past 25 years, Congress has committed to fully supporting it, enabling states to offer benefits to every eligible applicant. Recently, program costs increased due to higher participation in food expenses, compounded by an expanded benefits during the pandemic. Officials are not aware of state resorting to wait lists yet, but a funding shortfall could impact benefits in the final months of the fiscal year. With participation growing significantly in the past year, the end of certain pandemic-era assistance and increased food costs have likely played a role. In 2023, an average of 6.6 million people participated in WIC each month, a 5% increase from the previous year. This program is vital, especially approximately half of all U.S. infants receive WIC benefits. Research shows that children in the program tend to eat healthier, leading to better long-term health outcomes. If funding isn't extended by January 19th, states can provide WIC benefits through March. Pregnant women, infants, and children at higher nutritional risks would be prioritized, potentially leading to postpartum women and children over 1 year of age being placed on waiting lists. In 2021, only 51% of eligible people participated in WIC, while in 2022, 12.8% of households, approximately 17 million people, experienced food insecurity at some point during the year. This was an increase from 10.2% the previous year. Understanding this issue is crucial, as it directly impacts the well-being of families nationwide. We'll keep you updated as the situation unfolds. Anyone wondering what's causing the latest baby formula recall? Nutrimogen hypoallergenic infant formula powder. If you're a mom, dad, or a medical professional, you'll want to know about this. There's been a recall of this specialty powdered baby formula in the US due to a potential bacterial contamination. The recall comes from the manufacturer Reckitt Mead Johnson Nutrition, and it's the second one in less than a year. This news may sound familiar, especially considering the major formula shortage 2 years ago that caused concerns about formula industry oversight. On December 29th, the manufacturer initiated a voluntary recall of more than 675,000 cans of the formula. This decision came after the Israeli Ministry of Health found batches of the formula exported from the US initially tested positive for Chronobacter species during routine sampling. Chronobacter is a bacteria that can be found in dry goods and can lead to a severe infection known as Chronobacter sakazakii. Chronobacter can be dangerous for newborns as their immune systems are quite immature. According to Ann Kellums, a University of Virginia faculty pediatrician, it can cause seizures, inflammation of the brain and spinal cord, among other serious issues. While it's too early to determine if this will lead to another formula shortage, experts like Kellums believe it's unlikely. Other companies make similar formulas, and the issue appears specific to the Nutrimogen and its factory. The FDA assures there's no need to panic. They don't expect this recall to significantly impact the supply in the US of powdered infant formulas. The agency is working with other manufacturers to ensure a robust supply of hypoallergenic products. For parents, here's the good news. The Nutrimogen recall is not as widespread as the 2022 shortage, one of the largest baby formula shortages in decades. That shortage was mainly due to pandemic-related supply chain strains and concerns about Chronobacter contamination at a major factory in Michigan. In response to the 2022 shortage, the FDA has taken steps to enhance formula safety. They've developed a Chronobacter prevention strategy, increased inspections, and implemented regulatory actions. They're also encouraging those involved in formula manufacturing and distribution to share safety information. If your child has been fed with recalled formula and is having symptoms that are different from their baseline, please call your pediatrician or healthcare provider. Take your child to the emergency room if they're having difficulty breathing or having abnormal movements. To check your cans of Nutrimogen formula or to gain more instruction, visit chop.org or motherocity.com for more information. A bit of good news today. The child tax credit is back from the dead. Well, almost. Congress may be nearing a deal to partially restore Biden's expanded child tax credit. A potential deal in Congress that could impact lower income families, and the child tax credit is close to becoming a reality this year. Let's break it down in simple terms. Congressional lawmakers are working on a deal around $80 billion that would bring back parts of President Biden's expanded tax credit for lower income families. This deal, in collaboration with Republicans, aims to help more of the poorest families who often miss out on the credit because they don't owe any income taxes. This emerging 3-year deal could make a difference by allowing the lowest income families to qualify for federal assistance for each child. Currently, the credit only covers payments for one child at the lowest income levels. Additionally, recipients might be able to use the previous year's tax return to claim larger credits. In 2021, as part of Biden's stimulus package, Democrats expanded the child tax credit. This expansion increased the credit amount and extended eligibility to millions of poor families. Unfortunately, this provision expired due to resistance from GOP lawmakers and Senator Joe Manchin, despite successfully lifting millions of children out of poverty. Research from Columbia University's Center on Poverty and Social Policy showed that the expanded child tax credit kept 3 million children out of poverty. The child poverty rate was 12.1% during the final month of the credit, but after it expired, the rate jumped to 17%. In November, the rate stood at 17.8%. While not as extensive as the previous expansion, this potential agreement is seen as a positive step forward. Negotiators aim to pass the legislation by January 29th, aligning with the start of this year's tax filing season. The Treasury Department and IRS officials are closely following the negotiations, preparing the tax system for potential changes if Congress approves the measure. What does that mean? That means you can go back and refile for this credit if it passes. We'll keep you updated on this significant development that could impact many families. Stay informed And thank you for tuning in today. It's been great.